This is Traffic Cop Stand Up 1.2. Um, I am Eric Marshall. I am the project lead. This past week, I predominantly worked on team coordination, getting clarification on the art style, and direction from the previous art lead, Amy. Uh, Currently, I am navigating and negotiating who has control of the build file due to the fact that we're using a round robin style development method for passing around the build file. And in order to maintain file integrity and not have people work over one another, we are using a token based system and a checkout based system in order to get that to work. Currently, I am supervising the implementation of features which were developed last semester and will throughout this weekend work on implementing features I developed last semester, as well as debugging and cleaning up any errors that occurred during the update process to finalize the current experimental build and push that into a new release build. During that time, I will also expose a number of variables to allow the designers to begin conducting game balancing, as well as begin to set up additional levels of gameplay with the tools which will be created over the weekend. The current roadblocks are, of course, the fact that roughly about half of the people that were assigned to our team have failed to show up or even respond to messaging and contact. The other roadblocks that we're running into is, of course, the fact that we have to round robin the project file rather than creating branches. But due to the context of Google Drive and the ability to quickly upload and download the game file, we have been spared a number of the headaches of having problems with doing pulls and pushes through GitHub, largely due to the fact that the total file size of the game file does not cause problems with Google Drive, and pushing and pulling documentation from Google Drive allows us to edit the same document in real time with multiple other people in the document at the same time. So I feel that there are pluses and minuses to the development style that we're using, but we've managed to make it work thus far. Future roadblocks that I can see coming up are challenges in the level of skill of the artists that we have. This is being slightly resolved by the fact that we are getting an alumni to come help us on art. And there are also art tutors in production studio right now that we can make use of, as well as the former art league that we are still in contact with who can help us with style matching and art matching. I have a fairly optimistic outlook on this. It's just a matter of getting all the pieces in the right shape and in the right spot. We already have more than enough content. We have roughly 135% of the game that we want, and now we just need to trim it up and make it a finished product. Thank you for your time.
I am Philip. I am a designer on the project. Last week, I worked on onboarding with the team and getting to know everyone and getting my tasks. And this week, I focused on combining or merging and compiling all the documentation. Um, there was fairly little when I joined. Uh, Hopefully, that's resolved now. And next week, I will work on getting the flow of the game to feel better, making it feel more natural. Um, Roadblocks I could see coming from that is being the only designer. There might be a little bit of a skewed point of view on how it feels, how natural it is, but I will work with my team to see that that isn't the case. Um, Current roadblocks, I don't have any as of right now, and I think that is it.
Hi, my name is Brianna Harris. I am one of the artists that is on the team. Last week we did onboarding, and I've also planned on what to tackle for the games, like what's still needed for the games as far as the art features go. So I decided to break it up into three components of the vehicles, the characters, and also modular building. Um, Currently, I am working on the vehicles with Amanda right now. We're trying to find a tutor to help us because it's been a while since we've done characters and vehicles, so I'd rather brush up on it. Currently, like as far as roadblocks go, it would probably be the vehicles and the people, but I am very optimistic that we'll be able to get this taken care of. And that's about it for me.
My name is James Pope. I'm a programmer on the Traffic Cop um, project. And last week, as everyone else did, I did onboarding. We were shown what the project is so far. And I got to look at all of the blueprints and everything we have going on programming wise. I had to do some organizing because there's a lot of code in here that I have to work with right away that has no comments or any sort of documentation API for how it works. So I've been digging through the code, getting familiar with the project, as well as setting a goal to get hand tracking and custom gestures. But after we set that goal, we kind of pivoted because we don't really need the player to be able to make custom gestures. We just need a few of these hand tracking gestures since this entire game is not using the motion controllers. We're focused completely on just hand tracking. Some obstacles I see in the future are definitely, well, one that I see in the Google Drive, we have a warning on a file size that we're at like 95% of our usage. So if we go up any more, we need to be really careful on what we do because we might not be able to upload anything else, or we might just have to clean some stuff up. Secondly, as far as the programming goes, the hand tracking can be really finicky sometimes, and I'd like to look at that after I get going on my next task, which is assigning functionality to all of the gestures. We're going to use raycasts to interact with the collision boxes that control the AI movement of stopping or going for the cars. So as soon as I get those hands raycasting all those gestures, I'd like to go back in. I think we are planned on adding like a whistle gesture. We had talked about it, which would either kind of help the player stop all the cars at once, like maybe they have everything running into each other and blowing up. That might help. Um, and as far as that goes, after we're done implementing our current functionality of all of the gestures we have right now, I'd like to take a look at what we need still before moving on to maybe helping with moving through the levels and then getting these mini games done and underway. We currently have a gun that shoots projectiles, and we just talked about making it also a raycast, so that will be just a little bit more work to do. And then other than that, the only problem I see going wrong with all the stuff I'm working on right now is the hand tracking not being completely up to par, because if you move your hand sideways, we have to make sure gestures are straight forward and back. The Oculus does not handle looking at fingers from a side view. It thinks that all of your fingers are down when only one of them are, or something like that. So it's just technological limitations. Like obviously I can't go in and redesign how hand tracking is done, but I can do some things to sort of help out with that, make the gestures easier, do things of that sort of bit to where it doesn't have to look at complex or hard to see hand gestures. And that's about it for me.
Okay, hey everyone, my name is Samantha Ulrich. I am a programmer on the Traffic Cop builds. My classes actually got mixed up the first week, so I was placed in the wrong class, which is why I didn't answer a lot of my messages. So after I got that fixed and in the right class, I was able to see what needed to get worked on. I just recently finished coding the main menu and getting that worked out. Not too sure what I'm going to tackle next. I'll probably talk to James and see what he wants me to help work on. One of my biggest roadblocks right now is my work schedule, because I do work from 2 p.m. to 10 p.m. unless they have me until 2 in the morning. And my days off are Wednesdays and Thursdays. So it makes it weird to get work in. But as long as I know what I need to work on, I can get it done throughout the week and make sure that everything does get in on time. And that's about it for me.
I'm Amanda. I'm one of the artists on Traffic Cop. I worked previously on just reading through the game documentation, and I was searching for tutorials again to help with the car development and the character design again, since I want to try to do it all in Max, and I've had previously a lot of headaches with Maya. This week I was concentrating on the vehicle, and I also looked through some of the searching for like office assets that I could create quickly, since that was in the new art style guide. So I'll continue to try to work on the car and get some of the office assets done, and hopefully get with the tutor, and did work with Bree some on trying to get the car built. So we got a little ways, but I think it'll definitely help us both when we meet with one of the art tutors to get past that roadblock. So I think that's the biggest roadblock right now. I think that's it for me. Thank you.
This has been the Traffic Cop Stand Up 1.2. Thank you for your time.